Okay, so this is something weird that I bought. So basically it's a golf course mower. So it's supposed to have real mowers, 2 of them out the front and then 1 in the middle that's powered by electric motors. The older ones of these had hydraulics, but I guess this one has electric motors to power it. It has a 21 horsepower Kawasaki V-twin that actually runs really good. It wasn't supposed to run, but I had to bypass the fuel tank because the fuel pump doesn't work and cut off the little carburetor plunger that newer engines have, and I fired right up. This is the 48 volt alternator that powers the motors on the real part of it. Of course it's liquid cooled, so that's kind of neat. It's a hydro, and it actually has if I can get under here and show you, basically this piece here is the transmission, and then this is a hydraulic pump that runs the lift hydraulic cylinders as well as the power steering. And then if you see over here, it has hydraulic motors directly in the wheels, and then disc brakes, which is kind of cool. And this thing steers very, very sharp. It steers like a 0 turn, but instead of 2 handles, it has a steering wheel. It's a foot control hydro with a brake, big brake pedal. Up here is where you hook up the, I guess, the reels, which I'm not going to use. Basically my plans with this is I'm going to tear it all apart to the frame, and it is either going to become a new forklift, that instead of this one I'm going to take this one apart and that'll become the forklift, or I'm going to take the engine and then all the drive system out of that and then stick in this thing. So that's kind of the plan. I got this for $200 at an auction. So basically there's way more than $200 worth of parts on here, so coming out ahead no matter what. And it has let's see here, 319 or 3019 hours on it basically. I'm gonna see if it'll start, show you how it runs. No, I can't. It's got too many things jammed up, but it does actually run pretty good. So anyway, I'm going to get some of this tore apart and I will show you what the frame looks like. Okay, as you can see, I got it tore down to the frame. So this is the orbital valve for the power steering. Basically, until I actually get to this, I wanted to leave the hydraulic stuff in the frame so I know what's what. The tricky part here is I want to make this narrower, so bring this side and that side closer together for what it's going in. And the issue I'm having is the lines going back and forth are all hard line. So supposedly, I think anyway, if I cut it, you know, someplace here where it's straight on each one, you can get like a coupler that just like friction mounts or something and couple it back together. Of course, cut it in 2 spots and basically make it, you know, shorter. So that's kind of the plan with that, and I don't want to do anything until I make sure that that's the right thing to do. What I figured out is basically this is the transmission, and then there are 2 separate hydraulic pumps. This side of the pump is just for the power steering, and then this side is for all your basically like mower deck lift or anything else you want to run. And it's pretty simple. And then of course it comes back from the orbital valve back here to this hydraulic valve that I can't get off right now, that makes the tires spin. So basically the plan is to take all this out and put it in my roper tractor forklift I showed you in the last time I had the camera on. And basically it would have power steering, it'd be a hydro, much heavier duty drive system. Now you can get a little bit better look of the hydraulic motors. But yeah, there's actually a hydraulic motor on each tire. And of course, disc brakes, which will be really cool for the forklift. So, I'm not entirely sure if all this is going to fit on that roper frame, but worst case scenario, I do have this frame right here, which is off of an Aaron's like S16 or something like that, that I was about a year ago trying to make into a forklift before that one. So it has this bracket here already on it for the mast and everything. It would be probably simpler to do this, but we'll see what happens. I will show you I'll come back and I'll show you that. So here's the engine, and then this is all like the regulator and everything that goes with it. I found out that this kind of sucks, but it's what it is, I guess. Is that instead of having like lawnmower style ignition coils, it has more like automotive style, where it has these little pickup things here on the flywheel, and then it has two separate coils right here with a little like computer that controls it. So that'll be interesting to figure out how to hook up. As you see, I cut these wires, so hopefully I can try to find a wiring diagram somewhere and figure that out. I hope. I'm sure there's something somewhere. And I got the radiator muffler and stuff sitting there. Had to wash the shop because when I disconnected the radiator and everything, I had a bucket under it, and you always spill something no matter how careful you are, it seems like. And then I also got all kinds of other parts from it, which I'll show you here. So, of course, the seat, and then a 4-inch hydraulic cylinder, a 2-inch hydraulic cylinder, I guess an electric hydraulic valve where you send power to it and it opens and closes the valve. 48-volt alternator, that'd be cool for some type of project. John Deere key switch, that's easy to hook up. Hour gauge of the hydraulic electric control valve, like 5-foot long throttle and choke cables, and then all kinds of plugs and stuff, and then these little resistors and stuff from the wiring harness. And as you can see, another new thing that I got is a scissor lift, and that's so like engines and stuff, instead of trying to bring them upstairs, I can just set them on here and then go up there. And then of course I have other purposes for it too, because the shed is quite tall. That comes in handy. I had to pull off the side here to make it work for where it's parked. But anyway, that is it for this video. More coming soon on this project, and thanks for watching.